Hi, I'm Dr. Aguinaldo Cabrera. I'm a dermatologist here at the Wellness Center in Medical City. So I am here to answer the AskTMC questions regarding skincare. So number one, how to prevent pimples in hot weather? Okay, the second question, what is the basic skincare routine to prevent pimples? Okay, so before I answer this question, I'd like to expound further the factors of pimple formation. So first and foremost, it could either be genetic. There are people who are more genetically predisposed to have pimple, which means that they actually give off the type of oil that is prone to P. acne bacterial infection. So there's genetic predisposition. Number two is hormonal. That's why it's very common among adolescents, young men and young women, because of hormonal imbalances. Now, especially in young women, 20s and 30s, if they are diagnosed to have PCOS or the polycystic ovarian syndrome, in this kind of diagnosis, it is best to co-manage it with a gynecologist. Lastly are the cosmetics. Okay, the cosmetics, particularly the heavy makeups, anything that will occlude the skin, heavy moisturizer can actually spark up. If you are already prone to pimple formation, then it can spark up more pimple or flares of acne. Now, in a hot weather, there is increased production of oil, sweating, and then the dirt, the keratin material on the most superficial part of the skin and the microorganisms. So this can actually trigger more acne flares. So how to prevent pimples in hot weather? Well, first and foremost, the most important thing is really keep your face clean, okay? Wash it at least twice a day. Don't sleep with your heavy makeup on. And then also, when you are washing your face, because some people with a lot of pimples, they tend to scrub it, they want to get rid of the pimples, and this can actually just cause more flaring of the pimples. So you have to be very gentle when you wash your face, and then avoid touching or picking, and more so popping your pimple, because we are not too sure how dirty your fingers are, and this can also again cause pimple formation. Number four is avoid heavy makeup. Okay, because anything that will occlude the skin can actually spark up pimple formation, because a pimple starts from a follicular plugging, like a hair follicle that is clogged, and so this will start as a whitehead or a blackhead. So if you try to pick it and it becomes more infected, then it can cause inflammatory reaction or more big pimples. 5 is avoid the heavy cosmetics on hair, like for example waxes, because this can actually trigger again pimples on the forehead. Things to do, well, you have to eat balanced diet or nutritious food, like proper nutrition and vitamins. Zinc and vitamin C is also good for the skin, and enough sleep. So are there foods that can cause acne? Yes. Way back in 2012, there are already a lot of studies, and there is this very good published journal by Dr. Melnick wherein linking acne formation with Western diet, like high saturated fat, trans fat, even refined carbohydrates like sugars, milk and dairy. So that's what we need to avoid. And he mentioned that Paleolithic or Paleolithic diet is better. It's a nutritional therapy for people with acne, like salad or carbohydrates with low glycemic index, omega-3 fish oil, as well as your resveratrol, curcumin, and the green tea extracts. These are all nutritional therapy for acne patients. So I always wear or use a mask and I get pimples. What should I do? Okay, if you are already prone and you have a lot of whiteheads and blackheads, the pressure on the mask can actually trigger more pimples if you have whitehead and blackhead, because the thickness of the skin is about less than 1 millimeter. So if you have a clogged pore and you push it even gently, it goes to the dermis and can cause more inflammation. So the best way is during our time, a COVID case, that's why it's best, maybe I can suggest a cotton mask first before you put your N95 mask. But then again, if it becomes very problematic, you have to talk to your dermatologist. Nowadays, we have already established a teleconsultation. So if you need to be helped by a doctor, you just do a teleconsultation here in Medical City so that you will be properly managed by your dermatologist. Is staying up too late dangerous to our skin? So what can stress do to our skin? So when we stay up late, okay, there's what you call a stress hormone called cortisol. So it is a primary stress hormone, and what it does is it causes increased oil production. So what happens is you have more acne flare-ups, you have seborrhea, or what we call the seborrheic dermatitis, which is a worse kind of dandruff. Another thing is it has an impact on your immune system. So if you have existing atopic dermatitis or eczema, psoriasis, it can flare up during the time of stress. Another thing, we have this what we call the neurodermatitis. Neurodermatitis is when a patient is or a person is very anxious and starts itching and develops a very thick spot that becomes very, very itchy. So that is also part of stress. And last thing is prolonged wound healing. No? It decreases the immune system, and you are also prone to flare-ups like herpes zoster viral infection.